Hey, Bougie gang. Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Sunday, guys. Woo! Happy Sunday, guys. Good morning and good afternoon. Hello to everyone. I hope that you're doing well. Y'all, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I know I'm late. I had to go. I went to Walmart and I think that's just self-explanatory. I had to handle some business while I was there. I said, let me go ahead and get dinner. I'll tell you what I'm making in a minute, and then we will get into some Sunday. Okay, we're gonna get into some Sunday. Okay. Let me find where I am. Okay. Okay, just 1 second, y'all. Okay. How's everybody doing? Okay, if you were in members this morning, we had a little key. We had a little good morning key. And I did a quick member live this morning. If you didn't catch it, it's in there. So go check it out. We're getting ready to get all up into somebody's business. Some of you guys already know. So on the YouTube streets, nothing is quiet nor confidential. Anywho, there was a court proceeding this past week, and there was a pastor. Actually, I've come across a couple recently. It's pretty alarming what's been going on out here, but it doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's not a surprise, but it's just still kind of like, well, damn. Anywho, you guys know Giselle from Real Housewives of Potomac. Her husband, her ex-husband, had a baby. I think he's had 3 potentially. Look, we're going to be talking about this one. Let's get into it. If you hadn't seen it yet, you get ready to see it now. If you've already seen it, well, watch it with us, okay? Love and light, Bougie gang. Absolutely. Happy Sunday, everybody. Who got here? 1, 2, 3. First at 10:15. Thank you, boo. 10:20. Thank you. 10:24. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for getting here absolutely first. Thank you for being a friend. Okay. Travel down the road and back again. Okay. I appreciate you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. First. Okay. Bougie gang, happy Sunday. Put some Sundays in the chat. Somebody's in need of some prayer, and somebody could have had a warrant out for their arrest. Okay. Let's get into it. This was very interesting. And then we'll talk about it along the way. I had no idea such a proceeding was occurring, but you know how Al is. Al will let you give you some insights into things you didn't even know you wanted to watch. I was like, okay, Al. Okay, Al, thank you. Because I'm loving child support court. We looked at a child support court case this morning where the man was having to pay child support to his side chick who looked like a side sugar baby. Okay, she was definitely giving side sugar baby, and sir still looked shooketh. He looked shooketh. He had his paternity test and everything and was shooketh to his core. Okay, he had been paying over $2,000 a month to Little Miss Ma'am. And Little Miss Ma'am said it was a detriment to society for her child support to be cut in the manner that it was getting ready to be cut. But she said after his wife found out, her child support was tooketh. Okay, and he was shooketh. All right, go get into it's a whole friend, Drew. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Okay. Very quickly, I got some whiting. I don't know if everyone likes whiting or not, but I do. Most of the time I fry whiting, but I'm going to bake it in some lemon butter sauce, heavy on the lemon. I hope we still have lemons. I think we may have like 3. I got some scallops. And I got some langostino, which is, just some crab meat. I got some langostino. I got some scallops. I'm going to cut them up. I'm going to put some butter, a little bit of fresh garlic, and some lemon. And I'm going to put it all in an aluminum pan. And I'm going to bake it for about 25 minutes. I'm going to also not broil, but I'm going to put some Brussels sprouts in there. My husband likes that. Wash them real good, cut them in half. Thank you, hun. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and just salt, pepper, little was it the Celtic salt, pepper, and let those start to broil. And then I will put some balsamic vinaigrette on it. And for me and Farah, I don't know what vegetable we're gonna have. I don't love well, Farah likes the Brussels sprouts with her dad. That'll be fine. For me, I don't know. I did get some romaine hearts, and I might make myself a little side Caesar salad. I triggered myself yesterday. I had a chicken Caesar salad yesterday at the movies, and baby, I'm over here buying romaine hearts today, Caesar dressing, and some damn croutons. Okay, so I think that's what I might make is a side Caesar for me. Well, my husband can have it too if he wants. Um, and Brussels sprouts with the balsamic and then fish. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna keep it simple. I'm not because guess what? We're gonna be doing some major cooking this week. Feet gonna be hurting. Fingers will be cut up. If you don't walk away from Thanksgiving with at least one cut, did you actually cook? Hello? If you don't have at least one band-aid and one burn, did you cook? Or like a cut or a burn? I'm sorry, I never walk away from major holiday cooking without a cut or burn. Either I burn myself somewhere on my hand or I cut my hand. I mean, it's just I keep we have some medical stuff in the kitchen and band-aids are a must because when you are chopping and you are getting into it or you like checking the oven, that's just the war wounds of being a home cook, okay? Um it happens. So anyway, yes, it's the battle wounds of Thanksgiving. Last Thanksgiving, I'm not going to get too deep into it because you guys already know if you've been here for a while. Last Thanksgiving, we lost little mama. So I'm going to try and make it through the holiday without getting sad. I miss her so much. And it's been a whole year since she's been gone. I miss her so much. And she was the best dog in the whole world. She was, she was with me before me and my husband got together. And she was a friend when I didn't have a friend. She knew all my secrets, girl. All of the things. She was just the best. And she passed away the day after Thanksgiving last year. So I'm going to try real hard to not be sad. But, of course, I will be thinking of mommy and Portia and Lambo will be helping. You know, they help keep her memory alive. So anyway, but yeah, it's been almost a year and Lambo is almost a year old. We don't know what his date of birth is because he was turned over to the animal rescue. He's a rescue dog. And they will be getting scheduled this week because baby, it was been like Freaknik. It's been dog Freaknik the whole weekend. Or it's been Carnival. Carnival in like Barbados. It's been Barbados Carnival around here. Okay. Hey, Gossip Rumor and you guys, our good Kathy is girl. She celebrated 10K so hard, girl. She's almost at 12K. Okay. Meet me there at 5:00. We are going to be celebrating our good sis, Miss Kathy, from Gossip Rumor and Innuendo. And please join me over there. She has some wonderful guests. And any of you guys who watch Sarah Boone, you guys know Tanika 2 Cents. So Tanika will be over there on the panel. I can't wait to get to meet her because I did enjoy her coverage very much. I like her and Sugar Bear and all of the things. So I've never gotten a chance to meet her. So I'm assuming I will get to meet her today on the panel. But if you want to please come and support your girl and meet some new friends and celebrate our wonderful good sis Kathy over there at Gossip Room and Innuendo, I will make sure to drop the link to her celebration. We're going to talk some true crime on this evening at 5 o'clock. So, Kathy, thank you for dropping through, baby. But yeah, I will be there 5 o'clock. Be there or be square. And you know, Bougie Gang is definitely not square. Okay. Girl, let's get into this. Okay. The pastor, baby. Let's just watch this unfold, okay? And all kinds of personal information have been shared.
All right, so were you able to make contact with Mr. Bryant?
They have on the screen Jamal Harrison Bryant is an American minister, author, and former political candidate. He is the senior pastor at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church. Sir was born in 1971. Spouse Giselle, the beautiful Bryant from Real Housewives from 02 to 09. Children Topaz, Grace, Angel, Adore. Okay. I think there's probably more than that. Parents John Richard and Cecilia Williams Bryant. Sir is 6'3". Sir was educated at Morehouse Duke University Graduate Theological Foundation. Okay. So he is I'm assuming a Morehouse alum and also attended Duke University here in the Carolinas.
I did reach out. I wasn't able to reach him directly though, but I sent him an email. I sent him the Zoom information. I tried calling a cell.
All right, right here is the ADA Alista Harris, and the lady down here is Miss Latoya. We're gonna hear Miss Latoya Odom.
Didn't go, it went straight to voicemail.
All right, let's proceed.
Okay. So, Your Honor, by way of back.
And then you see right here, it says DCSS Observer. So we know who everybody is. Judge Barry from DeKalb County. Again, lower left, Miss Latoya. Lower right, ADA Harris. Okay. Anyone coming in late? Slide the bar back. Okay.
Background. Again, as I mentioned this morning, this is a review and modification.
This is a review and a modification.
Modifying a consent judge, prior order entered by this court in November 2016. That order was civil action file number 16-CV-1613. And just to kind of give you a full picture as to why we're here, our office filed our petition on July 8th, 2024. We sent the packet and our agency recommendation out to both parties on July 25th. At that time, both parties.
Okay. Also, I know I'm with you. He did just get married. Didn't he just marry like a co-pastor, or I guess maybe she's co-pastor now, but he just married someone very recently. It says ADA Alista Harris. That's what her title says on her Zoom. Look at her title, hun. I'm just going by what it says on her title. I don't know if she's misrepresenting herself or not. But it says right here, ADA Alista. You see that? ADA Alista Harris. That's what it says. So I don't know. Maybe she's not an ADA, but her title on Zoom says, which she checked into the Zoom hearing as. So if she represents DSS, I don't know why she would be addressing the court at this moment. There is a DCSS observer right there, but I don't know. Okay.
You're saying someone asked for a modification?
Yes, Your Honor. the custodial parent, Ms. Odom, requested a modification of that 16-CV-1613 case number.
Okay.
I'm pulling up the case and I'll see if there's any new notes regarding this particular session and see who's listed as representing the state.
Okay.
And so we
16,
did the
16,
review and
13.
modification process. We got information from both parties. We made our recommendation. We sent our recommendation out to both parties on July 25th, 2024. So at that time, and it says in the pleadings that both parties have 30 days to file an objection. We did not hear from Ms. Odom by way of the other state until the 29th of August, which was past the objection period. At that time, someone at the case manager did give them erroneous information and said that she still could file an objection. So as a courtesy, that's why we went ahead and set the hearing date. But we were waiting for the court dates, and because it was getting close to the end of the year, when he contacted me stating that he would be out of the country, but he wasn't objecting, we still wanted to proceed so as to not prolong the matter any longer. So, you know, just that's kind of giving you the full picture as to kind of how we're here. Yes, she filed an objection. She filed it after the deadline, though, and technically it shouldn't have moved forward. But because of the error in our office, that's why we went ahead and still proceeded once we got your November court date.
Okay.
So as for the objection itself, you know, just big picture, and I'll let her speak directly to the court. But based upon the objection that she filed,
I'm not sure. It's possible that it became a criminal matter. Because even the judge is getting ready to say, like, well, is this Pastor Jamal Bryant? And she says yes. And then she's like, oh, he just got married. And she said, yes, but that's not the reason why he's not here. And she's like, oh, well, then he needed to be here. He wasn't excused by the court. I could actually have him arrested for that. That's coming up.
there are no issues that we as the child support agency can remedy. They weren't about the finances or the limited scope that the Division of Child Support Services could really do anything about. That's part one. But part two is the child.
Maybe she's an ADA liaison for child support family court matters. I don't know. You know, maybe she supports the agency. Maybe that's how you have the criminal, you have civil, you have family court. Maybe her family court area is I don't know. We'll find out. We will find out who Alista Harris is. We'll look her up.
Support worksheet.
Everything will be cleared up.
I can pull both of them up when you the child support worksheet up if you want to after she speaks. Stated one number, and because there is an upward deviation from the prior case, the 16-CV-1613, Mr. Bryant was in agreement to keep that same upward deviation. So instead of the child support amount decreasing, it's still the higher amount, if that makes sense.
No, sit.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna just the worksheet. Would it be easier for me to pull up the worksheet, or do you want me to just tell you the numbers?
You can pull up the worksheet, maybe look at
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
The Jamal Harrison Bryant, is that Pastor Bryant
Yes.
from Perth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So he's out of the country because he was recently married, I saw. Is that it?
No, he actually, it was a previously scheduled church with the trip. That's the information that he presented when he received the notice of hearing.
Okay. Does he have he doesn't have an attorney and no one is present here, and but your position is what you were okay with him not being here?
Since he wasn't objecting, I told him that we would move forward. We'd present to the court moving forward. Since he's not objecting to the recommendation or to the upward deviation, then we would move forward. If the court wanted us to continue it or reset it, we would
No.
do so. Okay.
No, I mean, no, he got notice and he chose not to be here. That's his issue.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of bothered that he's not here because he did not have notice. He did not have the excuse of the court. The court did not relieve him. And so he actually should be here. And the fact that he isn't here actually is that's a warrant. He should be issued a warrant, should be issued for him not being present, to be honest with you. Because it's not right. He has to be here. But let's hear what you got to say.
So the presumptive child support amount was $2,096.41. Like I stated, he still was in agreement to the upward deviation. So our agency recommendation was $2,350 per month.
I don't see it still. I
Oh.
just
So the presumptive child support amount was $2,096.41.
Okay, can we talk about the monthly household gross income of almost $46,000 of Mr. Jamal Bryant as a pastor? That's what he declares. That's what he decrees and declares. Okay, sir. Presumptive amount of child support, 2,000.
Upward deviation was $254, which brought it to the $2,350, which was our agency recommendation.
okay. And so Miss Odom, what is your issue with the worksheet as it's presented?
Sure. So this worksheet was presented after I lost my job. And not only that, all this evidence is not even true because I don't even make that much. That's number one. And then number two, my son has autism. We just found that out as well. And as much as trouble, it's his behavior on the spectrum of autism. And so for the last 3 years, I've even given that to the state of Texas. The behavior has gotten so bad that I'm really coming off my job.
Pastor Bryant, I'm going to just say Mr. Bryant. Mr. Bryant doesn't reside in Georgia.
He does.
So why are you doing it then, Ms. Harris? I'm confused.
Because she is utilizing Division of Child Support Services. So I think it was 2 years ago, she got our services. So we did the consent order.
Oh, so you kept saying, okay.
Yes. So even though our actual DCSS order is a 22 CV, the underlying order is the 16
CV.
Yes, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay, so the special needs of the child, you have a $254. Is it that Ms. Odom is saying that the special needs of the child is more than that $254?
Yes.
I do want to interject and say she did not provide that. Everything that she provided us information for, we gave her credit for. That includes health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, and after-school daycare.
Okay.
But Your Honor, to object to what she's saying,
hold
asked him to.
Hold on 1 moment. Okay. So what were the special needs?
So he needs to be in classrooms that are smaller than what he has. Other than that, he's always going to have a behavior issue. And this is a recent issue.
Get started. Swear you in. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to the court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right. So tell me what's happened.
From the beginning, or
No, for the issues dealing with the deviation.
sure. So
Well, we want to hear from the beginning. Come on, Judge. Okay, this is Giselle. You guys know Giselle from Real Housewives. Hold on a second. I just had a picture up. This is Giselle and the girls looking very, very spring cute right here. Okay. There's Giselle looking very cute. Let's see. And what does the caption say? Giselle, Grace, Adore, and Angel. Okay. All right, let's go back over here. And then look, I'm gonna find the other kids, all the other children, the other churn. Okay. But we would love to hear from the beginning, Judge. Why didn't I mean, come on. Okay. I do. I like her too. I think she's fun. I mean, I'm gonna just to be fair, I like all the housewives for the most part. There's nobody I don't like. I've got like I can't stand per se. So, but yeah, I like Giselle. She's fun.
I lost my job in July, and I've been in the system with Georgia and Texas since 2020, which is the pandemic. I have tried to ask
So
them for, huh?
Why Texas? When I just went back, when I looked at the case,
Yeah, so I had to move. Yeah, I've moved 4 times because he has bothered me. So in Georgia, when my my address was on there, they took hinges off my door.
Jamal Bryant was bothering you. What? Kim who? Kim Zolciak? Who's Kim? Do you like Kim? Question mark LOL. What's funny about that? Bothered her. Yeah, I guess he was harassing her, maybe. Who knows? I mean Kim Zolciak, I don't have anything with any of the housewives. You know what I mean? They all play their part. I don't really get into like hating characters. I mean, these women are, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know them from like social. I just know them from the TV and from the TV show. Did I say I love all of the housewife franchises? I guess I should be more specific. Um, there's some I don't particularly care for, but as a whole, I love the housewives. I love all of them. Okay. OC. I'm not really into Dallas. OC, Atlanta, Jersey, New York, and Beverly Hills are my preference of those 5 in that order. Atlanta, New York, Jersey, OC, Beverly Hills. Yeah. Kim Zolciak is not a housewife anymore, but she's okay. I mean, her and Croy are very much like train wreck. So I do enjoy them. I love a good train wreck couple. So, but I'm not following her every move on Instagram, but they're okay. But I am a Housewives fan.
They have
Absolutely.
moved someone in across the way. These are his friends. So I had to move to Florida with my grandmother. When I moved to Florida with my
Yeah,
grandmother,
I don't know those
then
people. I just know them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know them.
sent his
I don't know them
cousin
folk.
there. I had to move from
Oh, I
Texas.
follow
I had to
all
move.
of them. I don't follow all the like I've watched Dubai a little bit. I used to watch Melbourne, Real Housewives of Melbourne. I did watch that for like 2 seasons. That was interesting because a couple of the people from Melbourne were friends with what was it, ladies of lords and ladies or something in England. There was a lady who Carolyn Stanberry ended up now on Housewife of Dubai. And Stanberry, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. If you're not really into Housewife, the franchise as a whole. But there's been some crossover, just like how Phaedra's on Married to Medicine now, that whole thing. Girl, it's a mess. If you've only followed Atlanta, then I'm not going to even bother. But yeah, it's a whole housewives mess going on out here.
from Florida. And then I finally went to Texas. I came to Texas.
Yeah, Potomac, I didn't even bother to like. I don't know. I didn't even mention Potomac because I watched Potomac the first 2 seasons, and then I don't know. I just faded away. I keep up with it, so I kind of know what's going on, but I'm not like religiously watching every episode. I can't even keep up with Housewives like I used to. But yeah, I never really got into Potomac like that. I was a casual watcher the first 2 seasons. Yeah.
He vetted my residence people. They have towed my car, they have slandered my tires. I mean, I have been through the ringer with
Did
this
she say they slandered her tires? Maybe she meant to say slashed her tires.
man, and he's pretending like, oh, I'm on a stage just preaching. You're not. You are really trying to negate the fact that to meet you and to see and to say, hey, this is my truth. And I need more money now because of my son. And I had lost my job. Now, mind you, I just got a new job. All this is new information. They don't want to talk to me. Every time I talk to Texas, they say, oh, well, Georgia has 90 days to respond. Then when I'll have no days to respond, it's always, well, Georgia laws are this. I mean, they have taken me through the ringer for 4 years, Judge. 4 years, and I'm finally seeing you now.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand. Right now, where do you live?
I live in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay. You mentioned that at one point, I'm assuming you were in Baltimore because it looks like the original.
No, I was never in Baltimore. No, I was in Georgia. I was never in Baltimore.
You never in Baltimore? Okay.
No, I never lived there. No.
Okay. Well,
I always lived in Georgia. When we opened up the case, it was in Georgia.
So your relationship was in Georgia, or was it in somewhere else? Where was the relationship?
Georgia.
Okay, so the relationship was in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And then you filed for what, paternity?
Paternity
in Georgia in 2016.
Yes.
Okay, and then it looks like at some point you guys must have come to some resolution because I don't remember hearing this case.
Okay, remember we had the 2 attorneys. My attorney turned on me, went to his side, and I was trying to tell you at the day of the closing, I said, I don't agree. And you was like, it's too late. They already signed it. My attorney actually sued me for $15,000 that you awarded him for in Fulton County instead of in DeKalb County. I had to challenge his bar association, and he dropped the case because Jamal did not pay him the $15,000 like he said, because Jamal wanted this case to go the way he wanted it to go.
No, I don't know what you're talking about with regard to attorney's fees. I'm looking at this file. The last thing that I had to do with this file was in 2000. The last filing was a notice of dismissal that might be a voluntary, unless that was some type of contempt. I have you filing a notice of voluntary dismissal in November.
No, that wasn't me. Oh no.
Yeah.
I've been challenged in this case for a long time.
No, this is you. This is it's notice of voluntary dismissal, but it may be, let me see what it might be. It might be on a contempt. Let's see. Did you file a contempt against him?
Here lately, I haven't found anything. The only thing I can say, I've been responding to Georgia when I've in there. Now,
no, ma'am. You filed this. October 3rd, 2017, motion for contempt and sanction.
Yeah, that's because that was the attorney that turned on me. Yes, that's why that is the way it is. Because he turned on me and he sued me for $15,000. They play games with your court.
So this $15,000 is dealing with. You said the defendant.
You awarded my attorney $15,000, and my attorney said at the end, when everything was said and done, and you ruled out on it, you said, and I told you, I said, I don't agree. And Jamal was actually on the phone. He didn't even come to your court. And I said, I would never agree to him being on the phone in the court. And then all of a sudden, when I seen the decree of what you signed because of the attorneys, it was sealed. It was all kind of things. And then that man turned on me and he sued me for $15,000 that you awarded him for. And I
No,
challenged his bar license.
no, that's not true. I would not have sealed. I may have sealed his finances, but I would not have sealed. No, I don't do that. No, ma'am.
All I'm saying is sealed. Our case is sealed, and it's been sealed.
I did not.
They sealed it. And the only reason why I'm here is because I had to go through child support court because of attorneys.
And something. I don't.
I'm sorry.
I don't seal baby cases. No, ma'am. I don't. What I sealed was their finances, the financial information. The court hereby, there was an emergency motion to seal, and I ordered to compel the motion to discovery and exhibits thereto shall be sealed. Not the case, just those exhibits relating to your finances and also your final, but not the whole case. This case is not sealed. It is a public viewed case. But I did, and if it did get completely sealed, that's not what the order says. The clerk of court is hereby ordered to seal plaintiff's July 8, 2016 motion to compel discovery.
Let me say something. The judge, baby, this turned into a hot seat for everybody. I'm over here looking up a couple of things, but I just found online what is this? The paternity test? It's supposed to be 5 pages. What is this? All right, let me download this. Okay. A 5-page paternity test. So we already know paternity has already been acknowledged by Mr. Bryant. But there was an article in Christian Post magazine. Pastor Jamal Bryant breaks silence on baby controversy. This is from 2016. Okay, he probably had no choice. This is the lady right here. I wonder if she was going to his church or something. Maybe we'll find out. Let's see. Reverend Jamal H. Bryant, 44. So at the time, this was a minute ago. This is 2016, y'all. I know he's older now. Pastor of Empowerment Temple Church in Northwest Baltimore allegedly had a sexual relationship with LaToya Shantae Odom, 34, and fathered 10-month-old John Karsten Bryant. Okay. The Reverend Jamal H. Bryant, leader at Northwest Baltimore Empowerment Temple Church, said his lawyers have advised him to not give any details on the recent allegations that he fathered a child out of wedlock, but declared, however, that God ain't finished with me. Earlier this week, LaToya Shantae Odom, 34, California woman, alleged in a salacious exclusive interview to Obnoxious Television that she engaged in a sexual relationship with Bryant, which resulted in her getting pregnant. Bryant allegedly asked her to abort the pregnancy, but refused and gave birth last July to a boy named John Karsten Bryant, according to official documents cited in the report. Addressing the issue for the first time since the allegations came to light, Bryant revealed in a Periscope session, I'm going to click the link in a second, with his followers on Thursday night. Guys, remember Periscope? Thursday night, that his lawyers advised him to not share any details in public. Over the last week, a lot has been said and a lot has been suggested. And like you, I was thrown into a tailspin. Not a tailspin, like a Nesto whirlspin. I had to shut down for a minute so that my response would not be that of a man who, not that of a man, but be priestly as a man of God. Really? And you told her to have an abortion? To that end, let me say to you, I am one of those rare people who are flawed with character. Oh, he's being facetious. This was all of my issues. I don't run from them. I stand right next to them. Bryant began on the controversy. Those of you who have been with me, you are fully aware of some 8-9 years ago, I went through a divorce and claimed all of it my responsibility. The worst mistake you can ever make is to repeat the exact same mistake. Bryant doesn't confirm or deny the allegations of 10-month-old John Karsten, who was born July 7th, 2015, is indeed his biological son. Odom presented documentation of a paternity test carried out by LB Genetics that suggested Bryant is 99.99999% the father of the child. I just downloaded that. The alleged father, John Harrison Bryant, could not be excluded from as the biological father of the child. The probability of the paternity is 99.9999. As compared to an untested, unrelated man of the Black population noted in the test results by Carl Hans Werziger. Bryant said because of the allegations are now part of a legal discussion, he is unable to say anything about it. He said, however, that he will not run from his problems and will be standing on God's grace. The last time I went through something, I shut down, won't talk to anybody, tried to, in fact, deal with it by myself, but understand that there is strength in numbers. Okay. Anyway, let's see. Keep praying for me. I'll keep praying for you. Hold on a second. I'll pull this link. I'll drop this link. So if you guys want to read it, did I get it? Okay. I think I copied it. Okay. All right, let me drop this into the chat. You guys can read the complete article for yourself. Oh, it's not copying. Hold on. That was the wrong copy paste. Let's see. I'm going to just take it from right here. Okay. I'll drop that. Okay. That's from 2016, so that's 8 years ago at least, okay? Let's get back to the hearing because it's getting juicy. So when we so basically this has been going on since 2016, thus the article, right? And apparently there was some motion in 2017. There was a ruling. The lawyer ended up suing her for $15,000. Some drama. They're talking about this right now. The judge is setting the record straight. Apparently, one of her decisions has come back to, the mom is over here basically stating that the judge made this decision, and the judge is clearing the record. I'm pulling what I can find so we can see like what was really going on here. Okay, so we'll go back a little bit. Just a little bit. The judge is trying to explain what she did versus what Miss Odom is remembering and maybe what she knows. Or just, she might be saying it one way and the judge is clarifying that, okay, I didn't seal the case. What I sealed was some financial information, right?
The finances, the financial information, the court hereby, there was an emergency motion.
So she said she didn't seal the case. She sealed the financial information. Okay.
To seal, and I order to compel the motion to the discovery and exhibits thereto shall be sealed. Not the case, just those exhibits relating to your finances and also your final, but not the whole case. This case is not sealed. It is a public viewed case. But I did, and if it did get completely sealed, that's not what the order says. The clerk of court is hereby ordered to seal plaintiff's July 8, 2016 motion to compel discovery. I did not seal this case. I don't seal cases like that. No, ma'am, that's not me. Okay. So this case right here was the clerk may have misinterpreted and sealed the whole file, but that was not my order. My order was I was trying to seal the finances so that no one would know exactly what Pastor Bryant made because of, just kind of circumstances and the fact that he was a pastor of a mega church in Baltimore at the time. Now, I know currently he's at Newburgh, but at the time it was a mega church in Baltimore, and that was the issue that the attorneys had presented to the court. So then I have done that. And I do that for a lot of people who have high income finances that might run into conflict with various things. I might seal the finances, but I don't seal cases.
Well, I tell you what, they didn't seal the finances now. Them finances not sealed at the moment.
generally with regard to children. Like if something happens, somebody doesn't want the case to be known to the public. No, I don't do that. There has to be a real reason for that, generally a safety reason for that. But I'm not going to seal it simply because, someone is saying that they don't want anyone to know about their personal issues. No, I don't do that. So I'm not saying that the case is not filed, but I'm saying that it's not sealed, but that is not what my order tells the clerk to do. It may have been misinterpreted that way and it got sealed. But and even when I look at it, it doesn't have the seal marks on it.
I'm clicking in the case right now. I'm looking right through it. So it don't appear to be sealed to me. I haven't clicked on every single document, but the documents would not be visible. There would be docket entries. Let me show you guys. There would be docket entries, but the docket entries would not be clickable. Okay. If you guys can see this right here, let me make sure you all can see. So I'm over here on the case. Oh, this is a long history. Okay, Odom versus Bryant. And what did they say the case number was? 16 CV 1613. And that's where I'm at, right? If it were sealed, I wouldn't be able to. I would be able to see the, potentially like the record per se, but it wouldn't. All of the documents listed within would not be clickable. Okay. So it doesn't appear to be sealed to me, but maybe sis doesn't know how to go to DeKalb and look stuff up. But and then you see the judge's name right here, Tangela Berry, right there, back in 2016. So this is a full circle moment because this is still her case. This is still in her court. Okay. So let's hear what's going on. So 2017, they met numerous times. Up until this last time, this is still going on. Let me find. So that's the original case. And then you heard the ADA mention something about a 22 filing. So there's something in 2022. So we'll go find that one. Okay. All right. We all caught up?
Even from my side, but I'm not sure. Okay. Because
it didn't have it on my side either.
It's sealed on your side?
It's not sealed.
No, it was not. The only thing that was sealed on our side.
Me as John Q. Public, just logging into my court research account, baby, it's not sealed.
Was the child support worksheet and addendum.
Yes, ma'am. Everything else, this is not a sealed case. I just want to make sure we get that straight first. And what was the second thing you said you think I did? Because that doesn't sound like me. Tell me what else you said I think I did.
Ooh. Okay, Judge Barry, look, you're a judge. Dial it back a little bit because you're dealing with someone who doesn't know the law per se. She just knows her case and how her outcomes have been. It's getting a little, but I don't feel like Miss Odom was any type of way, but girl, she's ready. She is ready, right? She ready. Okay, y'all with me? Pastor Jamal Bryant, baby mama, not Giselle, is over there to the courthouse to get some coins for her baby. Okay. She's back in a courtroom where she's been in front of this judge previously. And sis better dial it back a little bit so that the judge doesn't feel like she's being attacked for doing something. But okay. I mean, just as much as she remembers Jamal Bryant, and that you have that his case has come before your court, I would imagine you would remember the mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it that you're just remembering this is Pastor Jamal, or are you remembering this particular, oh, you guys have been in front of me a couple of times type thing? Is it more you remembering the case in total, or are you just like, oh, that's Pastor Bryant? Okay. We'll see.
No, I didn't say anything else you said you did. You're saying that I filed
a contempt. There was a contempt in 2016. I don't think LaToya understood. I think LaToya thought she meant she filed a contempt recently, but there was a contempt filed when you look in the case in 2016. So I don't think it wasn't, I think there was a little misunderstanding at a certain point.
A content, and then I unfiled it, and I never did that.
Yes,
and I'm
ma'am.
telling you,
Yes, you did. You did it. Miss
but
Harris.
what I'm saying is the attorney
No, ma'am.
shiced me.
I'm not saying the attorney shiced you. I don't know about that. I'm telling you, these things are in your name with the same signature that I'm looking at from one
They
page.
could have copied it. They could have did anything. I didn't do that because I've been trying to get extra funds first, when I first did this was about him not paying on time.
Before you deny it, let's see it, okay? Because I think you probably, because I'm looking at both the signatures from the first time you filed to the last. This is the same signature. And it was dismissed by you. But and I'm actually kind of getting away from the real issues while we're here today, but I just I went back and tried to understand what was going on in the file and what happened. But I'm going to send these, I'm going to share it with you in a minute, but no, you got rid of that contempt. Now, what this contempt is about could be related to the attorney's fees. Let me see real quick. Let me see, Jamal.
And what the judge is failing to say is that this happened in 2016. I think when she said, and you filed a contempt, she said, no, I did not. I don't think she's thinking about 2016. The judge went all the way back. Okay. The judge went all the way back, and she didn't clarify where she was in the file. The judge was quickly skimming through to defend herself, maybe because she felt attacked because of what Miss Odom said, but I don't think Miss Odom was pointing the finger at the judge. I think she was just talking about what happened. And the judge said, you filed a contempt, but you released him from contempt, I guess. Okay, they're probably going to talk about that, but I'm looking at the record, and that was 2016, 2017.
Contempt of court for failing to pay the above. Ms. Wistfully complied. Jamal Harris has failed and willfully refused to comply.
I'm pulling
with
up the
paying
2022 case now.
Attorney's fees in the amount of $13,500. So I indicated that he was supposed to pay your attorney's fees.
Yeah, and then the attorney that I had turned around and sued me in Fulton County is what I'm saying. And he's
Fulton County always catching strays. So the judge ordered that Jamal Bryant should pay her attorney fees. Her lawyer turned around and sued her. That's what she was trying to say, right? But then they got caught up in some back and forth. You see how, I mean, all right, it's loading, guys. Let's see what you guys are saying. Child, what's going on here? You're gonna have to scroll back, baby. A lot. Jamal Bryant's baby mom of his son is seeking a revision to her child support. And what is on the screen right now is Pastor Jamal's monthly earnings. And they are guesstimating, or this is the monthly gross income of $45,976 and 2 cents. Okay.
Served me at my home.
Yes.
And I had to.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't know why. Look, I don't know why you did what you did. All I know is you brought it to the court. I would have taken care of it because he is supposed to pay your attorney's fees. And as of today, he still is responsible for paying this money to you. That's what it looks like here. That whether you file that again is up to you, but you withdrew it. I don't know why you withdrew it, but you did. On the 17th, before I could order for him to pay you that money, you withdrew it. So I assumed he must have paid it because that's what it says here.
Okay, so that's why the lawyer sued her, because the lawyer wanted their money. So the judge ordered Pastor Jamal to pay her attorney fees, which he should have done. The attorney fees didn't get paid. somehow she withdrew her contempt filing. When she withdrew the contempt filing, I guess the judge assumed that everything was good. LaToya ended up getting sued by her previous lawyer, and LaToya ended up complaining to the bar about her lawyer suing her, or her lawyer suing her, and then she says the lawyer dropped the lawsuit because the lawyer probably needed to be suing Pastor Jamal because the order was for Pastor Jamal to pay the legal fees, right? Are we all on the same page? A mess, right?
Yeah.
But Bougie Gang understands what's going on. Okay, girl, we can figure that out, girl.
You're basically, then you're saying the attorneys forged your name on this document. It doesn't look like it. It looks like the same information.
And maybe she didn't know what she was signing. Like, I don't even know why the judge brought that up. I don't know why the judge brought that up. And I think I think LaToya is not understanding what the judge is talking about. I know she knows what a contempt is, but I don't think she is aware of when in time the judge is talking about. And maybe she needs to pull it up and show it to her because it's like, my God.
And it was dated October 3rd, 2017. But
he was still my attorney at that time, is what I'm saying. And then we have email going back and forth.
What I'm saying,
he was trying to sue me again.
I see that there are 2 documents that I can see now have been sealed. That's it. The whole other file is, I just double checked. The whole other file is available to the public. As far as the attorney's fees, I did not require you to pay his attorney's fees. I required him to pay your attorney's fees. When he did not pay them, you were required to tell me that, and then I would make him pay them. But before I could make him pay them, you took the case back. Now I know your position is you don't see it. Let me ask and see if Miss Harris, see if you can pull up this case for me and let me see it and share it so she can see what we're talking about.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so it's 16 CV 1613.
Okay.
And the document that she originally filed was dated on, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like I did a contempt order. Let me see. It looks like I did a contempt order. Looks like I did a June 5th contempt order.
That was for insurance, because he still doesn't have insurance card and life policy and all that.
What?
Okay, and then so then you're right. So it looks like I did an order, but then you filed another contempt. This was a motion.
What I want to know is, why is this still going on after all of this time? Why is this still going on? Like, is he not keeping up with his child support? Because there was a new filing in 2022 by this lady. I guess we'll get to that when we can get past this particular issue. I guess she'll get to that in a minute. So let's just listen.
For contempt that you filed on October 13th. October 13th. Look for the one for October 13th.
She said,
Okay.
And then see if you can share it so she can see what I'm talking about.
I see the motion for contempt.
It's October 13th. Open that one.
She wants more money. Okay, because they said it was a revision. This particular is for a revision. And she said, based on the financial worksheet, her finances are not accurate. So the sheet that was just up, she said that it's not accurate because she lost her job and needs a revision. So, okay. So he is keeping up in in Pastor Jamal's defense. He's keeping up, but she needs additional resources. Also, her child was recently diagnosed with autism, and she needs money for services and to help care for him with additional services, I'm assuming. Okay, let's go. So they're pulling up the documents for her to see what's what.
Can you see it?
Yep. Go to the bottom. Right there you go. Is that signature?
That's my signature.
That's your address and that's your email address. And that's where the notice went. That's a motion you filed. Go up. Go to the top so she can see. That's how it looked. Motion for contempt and sanctions.
I know I wouldn't have done that because of the way it is. That is from that. I'm telling this who this is from. This is from that man. He is grimy. What's his name? Bill Lester is the attorney.
Is that your signature?
That's my signature.
I don't doubt he might have helped you file it because it is set up like an attorney. But that is your signature. And if
he didn't help me file anything. He might have filed that on his own. Is what I'm telling you. He could have. I mean, I signed it because I was his client.
So you did.
No, I'm saying I have signed something, but I'm not saying I signed this. I would have never retracted it if I did it. I used to work for an attorney. I wouldn't take it back if I filed it because they were coming at me hard.
I don't know what happened. What I'm trying to tell you, whether it's you or your attorney, it's still you. Okay. So if your attorney got you to sign it and you didn't know what you were signing and you decided to sign it anyway, it's still you. So this is your motion. And
okay, did you guys hear that? So look, I hate to bring up Nesto and Shirley, but the affidavit, if that's your attorney, and even though Shirley hired him for Nesto, she signed that affidavit. She may not have, I mean, hey, here's some papers I need for you to sign. You're coming in to make a payment, whatever. Okay. It's still the attorney and they're filing on your behalf for whatever the situation is. Girl, I think that the judge is saying, I don't think LaToya completely is I think that there's a little misunderstanding going on here, but let's just trust the process and let's hear it out. But I do feel like LaToya is not exactly like she's hearing I think there's a misunderstanding. Because attorneys cost money and she probably doesn't have it. And she may have thought, okay, I can do this for myself this time. But you got to listen, like, you know what I'm saying? Like listening, like being prepared to say what you need to say is one thing, but actively listening to what is going on is essential to have the right answer. You can have all of your talking points ready, but damn it, you got to pull the right talking point to address. And she said a couple of things that made the judge feel a way. And when she said that, the judge was like, hey, wait a second. And took the conversation in a different direction from what the conversation and what the filing that they're sitting there for today is about. And but I mean, this might end up in her favor because if there was a misunderstanding at the clerk's office, or for LaToya to understand that her lawyer actually dropped the contempt filing, then there may be some she may get some more answers as to why things didn't go her way at that time, because maybe the lawyer did do something to her. She said the lawyer swindled her or shystered her, whatever she said. Okay.
After you filed that motion, before it looks like,
and she's standing on, I didn't file that motion. Okay, if your lawyer filed it, you filed it. That's your lawyer. They filed it on your behalf. That's you filing it, right?
it looks like we tried to hear it because you asked me for dates. It looks like you asked twice for dates. And then before it could be set, you filed a notice of dismissal, the notice of dismissal on November 2nd.
Okay.
And then the thing is, if you didn't file the motion, then that means you never thought you had a motion for contempt. So it makes sense.
It happened in Fulton. I didn't know that I could even do it in DeKalb. When he was trying to sue me, he filed it in
right.
Fulton County.
And that might be the reason why you might have dismissed it, because it was in the wrong place. That could have been it, and you filed it again in Fulton. But in DeKalb, this is what happened. So I just want
to see it. It says mine.
No, I can't see it.
It says my sharing is paused.
Okay, then let Miss Noah. Miss Noah, if you could do it, November 2nd. Yeah, all I was trying to make sure that you understood the reason why I took the time over here is because I know you seem very passionate about your matters, but I want to set the record straight with regard to what this court did or did not do. That's the only reason I'm taking the time to do this for you, because I want you to know what this court did or did not do. I did not seal anything regarding the whole of your case. I sealed some personal documents regarding your income and his, and that was only 2 documents that I sealed. The other, everything else is available to your case. The next thing is, I did not make him pay. I did not make you pay his attorney's fees. I indicated that he was supposed to pay your attorney's fees. Now, if he didn't do it, then your attorney or you get someone else to do it, file a motion to say, hey, Mr. Bryant didn't pay his attorney's fees. And then I would come in and go, oh, Mr. Bryant, you got to pay these fees. So to the extent he has not paid your attorney's fees, you need to get an attorney, because by law, my order, he was supposed to do it. So I don't know if he's done it at this juncture or not, but I did not do the reverse. It wouldn't make sense for me to do the reverse. He makes 10 times the amount you make. There's no way I would have done that. That's all I'm doing, is clear the record with regard to what this court did, because you need to understand I'm being objective and you got to trust what I'm doing. So I'm going to make sure you understand what I'm doing. Okay. Now that we've gotten that straight, let's go back to your original case. Okay. Now tell me what it is that your son.
And I appreciate her being so fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that was a great way to kind of sidebar a little bit and explain to her what is going on, because sis doesn't have an attorney with her there at that moment. And that was really kind for the judge to really take her time, even though it was a difficult conversation, to really explain that. And it was tea for us, right? It was some good tea. But that was helpful because the lady is there with no representation. And that was okay, judge. Okay. I'm giving her an okay, judge. I like that.
Is doing that is not reflected in the child support worksheet that Ms. Harris presented. What's going on?
So I don't have insurance. I haven't had insurance since we started, and we came back to court for that. And he still doesn't have an insurance policy. You asked him to do that.
Good morning, everybody.
We've also asked him to have a life insurance. We still don't have that.
Now, I don't want to make sure you understand one thing. There are 2 different types of matters that are happening to you right now. The first is dealing with the actual legitimation of paternity case, where I did some orders on them. Okay, those orders. Now, I got to make sure that what's translating is something that I can handle in this case, because they're 2 separate matters. And then he has to get noticed that you're complaining about the fact that he hasn't paid attorney's fees. So we can't deal with that right now because he hasn't.
Okay, so this is the deal. Possibly, which is a great explanation. Apparently, Jamal Bryant tried to sue her in Fulton County, and she was unclear as to, like, why am I getting sued in Fulton County versus DeKalb County? It's possible that the withdrawal came because it was filed in the wrong county. And the judge literally just explained it. So slide back if you might be back in this person might be back in the chat. But basically, if she did actually file the withdrawal, it's possible because there was another filing in another county, and I'm not really sure what happened with that, but the judge said, well, maybe when they filed the lawsuit in Fulton, you withdrew it because you thought that it was happening in Fulton versus in DeKalb. So I don't know. She gave a reason. That might not be the reason, but the judge came up with an option of a reason. So we'll go with that for right now. But they're getting ready to get into some more.
Then notice with the fact that he hasn't paid attorney's fees, you would have to file another motion under this 16 CV case, or you will file a whole different motion for contempt matter. Whether that is wherever he lives at now. I don't know if he lives in DeKalb or lives in Fulton. I'm not sure where he lives, but you would have to file a motion for contempt.
This is definitely giving very much complicated. But we listen to court cases all the time. So, it's just really the judge is really doing a great job of explaining, because she could just be like, that's not a matter before the court at this time. I'm not able to give you any legal advice. I mean, she might not be necessarily giving legal advice, but she is giving her next steps and information that she can use to advance or clear the issues. So I like this judge. I really do, because everybody's not going to always show up with an attorney. So I like her.
In the county where he lives, relating to these things that I ruled on in 2017 or 2016. Now, if you're talking about child support, the things that they have picked up on right here, and your fact that you want a modification of child support, because you're asking the DA's office or the Department of Children's Services to do a modification of your matter. And I don't mind doing it, but I want to make sure there are certain things I can't touch. I can't touch them because they're brought under the wrong file. And also you're asking someone else to prosecute it, so they need to bring it because you're asking them to prosecute it. Okay, does that kind of make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so right now we're going to do a modification of those things. It doesn't mean that if he hasn't paid, if he's supposed to do insurance and he hasn't done it, you can take that up. You can file a motion for contempt saying he has not paid. He has not put the child on insurance.
So instead of just saying we can't touch that, that's not before the court right now, she's telling her exactly what she needs to do, which is, sometimes there are legal clinics at your courthouse where they have all of the templates. So if you are a pro se person, you can go and get all of those templates and file the things on your own. Sometimes they have law students available that will, help you, maybe not necessarily advise you, but it's like a law clinic. So there are things that you can do yourself, because they'll have everything available. Like if you need to file this is what you do, and then you fill it in, and right there they'll stamp everything in, and boom. So there's a lot that's available that this lady can do. She doesn't necessarily have to hire a lawyer. It's probably wise, but again, if every, look, I don't care how much money you make, every dollar counts, because it's money doesn't just fall off trees around here. But at the end of the day, if you don't have the discretionary or disposable income to allocate to that, you got to do what you got to do. And she might have to go put her her little comfortable shoes on and go on the law clinic day where they have some law students and folks available, and you go and they will direct you to all the documents you need to handle what you got going on. But you also have to be able to articulate yourself to say exactly what the situation is, because you don't want to waste time filing wrong. Plus there's money that you're paying. So you need to be able to facts, not feelings. Okay. Facts, not feelings, and tell people what's going on. And that way they can really help you, because everybody's not going to sometimes people are not going to give you more than 5 minutes. They think they heard what they heard, and then they direct you in one way, and then you find out that you filed the wrong thing in the wrong place and you're wasting time.
And we'll take that up. But for right now, I need to know what it is that needs to go in these sheets. Okay.
Oh, sure.
All right. So tell me what it is that you want him to pay for in this modification.
Yeah, I want him to pay for the school that John has to go to now.
Oh, what school does he have to go to?
It's there's two I've chosen that have like ensured quality of life for John as far as like autism. It's called Legacy Christian Academy.
I hate to interrupt, but is he enrolled in these? Because you provided us a school that he's currently enrolled in.
Yeah, and that school does not. They're not. Yeah, that school doesn't even have the program that he needs for autism.
But you haven't enrolled him in the other one, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So he needs to be enrolled in another school so that he can get the proper education.
But we can't give you credit for that until you provide us proof that he's enrolled. So you didn't provide. The only thing you said in your objection is that you think it should be handled in Texas, and that you stated, I request this this case be transferred to Texas for a thorough review and reassessment. It is imperative that the court holds the non-custodial parent accountable not only for financial obligations, but for a lack of involvement in our child's life. Ensuring the best interests of my child are met requires a comprehensive and updated evaluation.
This is what I would say, ma'am. He just got married to that lady. I wouldn't have that lady parading my kid around like that's her. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he doesn't want to come to the baby on his own, like that you have to put it lack of involvement. I get it, but I don't necessarily agree in court ordered involvement. The like financial, absolutely. If somebody is not willingly wanting to be around and see their child and participate, I'm not going to twist somebody's arm. Just make, I would just be available. But at the end of the day,
which it fails to provide. And what I'm saying is we gave you credit for everything that you provided us with, including health insurance. You provided us proof of Aetna health insurance. So we gave you credit for that on the worksheet. We gave you credit for the after school care at the school or whatever after school that you have him currently enrolled. And we kept the upward deviation.
Yeah, this just happened last Wednesday. And I don't even know where my social worker is. Her email has bounced back. So I don't know. No one keeps up with me. So I'm here.
Okay, so once again, we're going to talk about this. So the judge ordered Jamal Bryant pay for the legal fees. For some reason, he did not pay, and her lawyer sued her, and then she filed a bar complaint. The judge could order it again or put him in contempt for not obeying the order. But ma'am, Miss Latoya is going to have to file again a motion of contempt for him not having paid her legal fees. But I think also she may have been filing under the wrong file, because there's a 16 file and there's a 22 file, right? Anyone who's looked any of this up, there's two different separate cases. One filed in 2016 and one filed in 2022. And whatever she filed was filed under the wrong case. She's also added in that Jamal Bryant was in cahoots with her lawyer. Her lawyer turned on her and all of these extra things. At the end of the day, Jamal Bryant needs to pay her lawyer's fees, and that will clear her account with that lawyer. You know what I mean? Whatever they're doing or whatever they did, at the end of the day, he needs to pay that money because it was ordered. So sometimes you got to just go with the facts, not the feelings, because it muddies the water too much. I mean, yes, you want to give all the tea and all the information that needs to be had, but I think it was too much at that moment. Okay.
Here.
So
all this is new.
So are you, is it your position that you want Texas to handle it?
Yeah, because nobody has done anything to him. Like right now, no one holds him in the court of law for nothing.
No, so he is
nothing. He doesn't pay on time. You have ordered him to pay on the first.
Okay, but Latoya, nobody can hold him accountable for anything when you dismissed the contempt. And maybe she didn't dismiss the contempt on purpose. But if you want to start all over again and transfer the case to Texas, I don't know. You have a judge that you have history with who's actually listening right now. To me, I think it's a bad move if she transfers it to Texas. If she would just listen to what the judge is saying, she probably could have this rectified quicker than moving and starting over in Texas. I think you haven't got what you wanted because they're not going to know that there's a problem until you file. So she's feeling like, oh, someone should be like, there should be a caseworker or something. There's no caseworker on your child support case. You got to file the motions and you have to notify the court to let them know something is or is not happening. So maybe she doesn't understand that, but okay. And we know Jamal's grimy. We know that. But she has to file what she needs to file. But just because he's grimy doesn't mean there's going to be an assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like, Maybe she thinks there's some sort of magic caseworker out here that's going to be like, you know what? He didn't pay his legal fees. When he didn't pay his legal fees in the time allotted, it needs to be filed. Okay. Right. But with no lawyer, you don't have a case. Like if you have a lawyer, in theory, you're hiring a professional caseworker, right? So you have someone who's going to file your case, keep up with your case. They're listening to your needs. Oh, and I haven't been paid X, Y, and Z. Of course, the lawyer's going to sue you. He sued you because they didn't get paid. They got bills to pay too. So Jamal's supposed to pay it. Okay, that's fine, but you haven't paid me. So now I need to go file another paper. We still got to open account. But the man or lady, the attorney should know that. But maybe they fell out, or she feels like Jamal's grimy. So maybe she feels like she can't trust the attorney now. She feels like the lawyer sued her. So maybe that's a Jamal thing. The lawyer suing you for attorney's fees is because Jamal hadn't paid him and you are his client. He's not going to sue you. Yeah, I feel bad. Like, I feel like she literally, and I don't mean this in any type of way that she's not intelligent. I just don't think, I think it's a misunderstanding, but the judge is really, I mean, we get it, right? Like, if we get it, she should be able to get it because it's her situation. I think the judge is doing a good job to explain, but I think she's caught up in feelings right now because why wouldn't she be? Because this is about her finances and her kid and all of those things. So this is a lot. There's a lot, and I feel bad for her, right? But sometimes you got to just take a minute and just, you know what I mean? You gotta just take a minute because this is, she said she's been waiting for years to get in front of the court. You got the court now. You got the court now. Okay.
No. Miss Odom,
One moment.
In Georgia, the non-custodial parents have until the end of the month to pay. He has paid on time every single month. He typically pays the first week of the month, and I can show a pay history. I can show
you my pay history. I will pull up my bank account.
Miss Odom, you can't. At one point, you and I were having dialogue, okay? And Miss Harris watched and listened and did not interrupt. Now she's trying to present something as well. Give her a moment as well, okay? You'll have an opportunity to be heard, okay? All right, go ahead, Ms. Harris.
This is an intergovernmental case, which means he pays Georgia. Once Georgia receives the payment, Georgia sends it to Texas or wherever you are, and then your state distributes it to you. Whenever your state distributes it to you, doesn't have anything to do with us. But if he gets more than 30, if he does not pay within 30 days, if he does not pay in the entire month, that's when he's in trouble. He has paid every single month, which is why he does not have an arrears balance. So when you asked the other day, what's up with your payment? He had made his payment on November 8th. Whether or not you've received it, that's why I said you have to talk to your state, because Texas is in control of when you receive the funds.
Okay, but he's giving
Georgia. I'm sorry.
He's giving to Georgia timely.
Correct. Every single month he is given to Georgia timely, and it's typically between the 1st and the 8th of the month.
Okay. Do you understand that, Ms. Odom, that there is a time frame from the money going from Georgia to Texas, and so there might be delay? Do you get that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your
Odom gotta get it. Like, sis, you gotta, she's pissed and I get it, but look, facts, not feelings. When you have to handle business out here and have difficult conversations professionally, work, even in a situation like this, you got to get out your feelings. You got to, because it's going to block you every single time. These people are really trying to help her, and she's mad, and I get it, but they didn't do what they didn't have a baby with you and leave you and not have interaction and all of those things. They didn't do all that Jamal did, Your
position is that you feel like you're not getting the money. There are times wherein you do not get months. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. He knows that he has 30 days. So one month he may pay the next month.
No.
They're saying like, oh, he's giving $10,000. I'm like, where's the money?
Okay.
I don't have
I can
anything, and that's
provide,
between
I will
Texas.
pull up the pay history, Your Honor.
Can you pull up the pay history? So we're going to take a look at it. So Ms. Odom,
It sounds like, Miss Odom, your problem is with Texas child support, and you need to call and find out, do they have your accurate direct deposit? Do they have your accurate address? Or is everything up to date? It sounds like you need to get Texas on the phone, boo-boo.
what I need for you to do, I know this is hard because this is your baby and you want to make sure everything is taken care of, but you're going to have to calm down for a moment, because if you bring your passions down a little bit, you'll be a lot more objective about what we're trying to do. Okay. No one is trying to hide the ball from you. No one is trying to make sure your son suffers. We're trying to make sure we do what's right. But sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of different governmental stuff together, it doesn't come out as smoothly as it's supposed to. But I don't want you to think there's some conspiracy going on. So we're going to try to be as transparent as we can, so you can leave here feeling like you understood what was happening. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Ms. Harris, pull it up so you can see what we see when he pulls that money in on a monthly basis. Okay. And that way you could take a look at it. And then I want you to compare it with what you get from Texas. And that way you can go to Texas and say, hey, Georgia is doing this, but you guys are doing this. And you can try to figure out where your disconnect is. Okay. All right. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Sorry. It trying to come out and come in like you taught me.
Oh, I can see it.
So you see the pay history?
Yep. Stars.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like at least from April of 2024 until November of 2024, he looks like he paid it in the first week of each month. But I can see that in March of 2024, there was $1,400. And then, oh, hold up.
Because the issue was he had also been overpaid. So at one point, it was coming out of his paycheck. That's where you see the W and the payment source, that's wage withholding. So those split payments are how our system was taking it out of his paycheck to equal the amount. There was also an issue once they did the accounting that he had an overpayment. So they also had to give him some of those, like these escrow amounts are payments that he was overpaid. So those checks went back to him because he was paying over the amount in some of them.
Is that the E? Which ones went back? Can we tell?
I believe, and this is what the case managers really do, but if I'm not mistaken, I think the E means it went to, I'm actually not sure. I could get one of the supervisors in here who could explain what happened if
okay. Yeah, but I also just want you to email this child support enforcement detail sheet to Ms. Odom. Give her as many years as you can give her. Okay.
This goes all the way back to when we first got the case, which was in 2022.
All right. I want you to email that
3 pages.
Okay, email those 3 pages to Ms. Odom. Ms. Odom, you're going to get this sheet, all right? And then I want you to compare it to what you get from Texas, okay? And therefore, if there's a date discrepancy of the time it takes for them to get the money to you, I want you to talk that to your person in Texas so they can handle that for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to send that to you. Now, because I know you're concerned about the payments being late. In Georgia, we have a policy, or the rule is he has to be more than 30 days late before a contempt can happen. Ms. Harris is saying when you look at this report, you'll see that did not happen. Consequently, no contempt has happened.
So he's not in contempt per se for the actual payments. It's Texas that is lagging between getting it to the actual mom, Miss Odom. What he is in potential contempt for is the fact that he never paid her legal fees, and she does need to file a motion for the judge to rule on contempt for the lawyer not being paid, because I'm sure the lawyer suing her could affect her credit. They may have reported her to the credit bureau, and nobody needs their credit affected on some negative $15,000 or somebody selling it to a collection agency, and then the lawyer got paid, I don't know, cents on the dollar, and now you're into it with a collection company, because it could happen that quickly. I don't know if lawyers go to collection or not, but I would imagine if they can, they probably will. So she really she needs her insurance, all of those things. Maybe someone reached out to help her. But the good thing with this being online is that she can rewatch this proceeding and make sure she has been able to cross all her T's and dot her I's on this, because she has some things that she could actually do herself and save herself a buck. She doesn't necessarily need to go get a lawyer. She just needs to go to the law clinic and or go online and pull down the documents, because the templates are there. Let's keep going.
If you disagree with that, you'll have an opportunity to bring that up. For right now, I want you to take the moment to go over your Texas records with your Georgia records, okay? All right. So what's the next issue that you had, Miss Odom?
For the school.
The school. All right.
Mhm.
Right now, what school is he going to, and how much do you pay for that school?
I don't pay for school. It's a charter school, but
All
they
right.
just don't have the teachers
Okay.
to accommodate him.
For the autism.
Yes.
Okay. Does he have a diagnosed autism? That is, you've taken him to a doctor or a psychiatrist, and there is
Psychiatrist, yes. The
diagnosed.
doctor will be soon, because they just did it last Wednesday when we
Okay.
found out about it.
Okay, sis, psychiatrist is a doctor. They are an MD, okay? So if you got a diagnosis from a psychiatrist, that will work. Now, if there's a different practitioner that you need, but a psychiatrist is a doctor.
What I'm asking you though is, right now, do you have a diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
you have a diagnosis from whom?
From the psychiatrist, from the
Okay.
school.
The school or the
The school
I guess
psychiatrist.
the school, works with this psychiatrist. So this psychiatrist was the one who found the diagnosis. So last year, like the end of last year, they tested him. It came back negative. But then the psychiatrist was watching him even closely, and they said, no, he has it. So they did more tests this year. And that's when this was like a recent thing. And so she said she wanted to retest them. They did. So Wednesday we went over the EIP.
I'm sorry. I know everybody's different. I would not rely on the school system to test and diagnose my kid. I would run them to the pediatrician, get the appropriate referrals, and get my own diagnosis from my own people and get my own plan. I would never allow the school system to be all up in our business like that. Hail to the nah. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's a resource and whatever. People do what they want. At the end of the day, no ma'am. Run your kid right to their doctor and have it all privately done. And that's it. That's all. But people can do what they want to do. Me personally, I wouldn't want the school system and all that stuff in my kids' records, because you never know, with the proper plan in place and the proper team, this kid could be thriving in no time. But then you got all this stuff up in their records, and that stays there. It goes that, you know what I'm saying? No.
Okay.
And everything is put in place for him, but
Okay.
they just don't have the teachers there to help him and educate.
I'm sorry, it's lagging a little bit. Let's let it get caught up, and then I'm gonna click on these comments.
Okay. But right now, he's in school. The likelihood is he'll stay there until the end of the year, right?
Yes.
Okay. But at some point, you want to switch him to another school that's going to be more effective for his disability.
Yes.
What you're going to do, though, is when you get ready to do that, when you feel like you need to change or modify the plan, you're going to have to either get an attorney so that we can look at it. But for right now, we cannot modify or add in those documents because he's not in that program yet. And if this is something that you just started last week, it's certainly something we can't take care of right now because we don't know where he's going, whether or not that's going to be something that the court will allow, because it could be that the court finds that the school does have the ability to take care of it, and it doesn't make sense for him to go someplace else. I'm not saying that's what a court would do. I'm just saying that's a possibility. So we can't include what was happening at that juncture because we don't have enough information.
Right, because he could end up getting like a 504 plan where the state is obligated, even if it's a charter school. Charter schools are funded by the state and other entities sometimes. They would have to, by law, with a 504 in place, have to provide the social workers and all the things and bring them in, or they may already have them in school, all of the things to support him being successful, rather than pulling him aside to like a behavioral modification school. Um, uh, you know, that's that lady's choice, but she got a lot going on. I do feel bad for her. But if she just takes a breath and doesn't, you know what I mean? I know when you're probably dealing with someone shady, it's hard to not think that everybody is shady or things are bad. But this judge really does seem to be, this judge really does seem to be trying to be helpful, and the Miss Harris seems to be quite helpful in all of those things. So um, yeah, 504 is IEP is more. I don't know. Look, any of you educators out there can speak to an IEP, but a 504. Hold on one. Okay. Yeah, 504 is provisions from the state to educate all children, and even with disabilities and all of those things. So really she needs to seek out all of her medical professionals and get the proper diagnosis and then engage with the school, and they are obligated. Me personally, I don't agree with letting the school diagnose anything. That's not their job, is to educate. Okay. um I know they have lots of professionals in the school system and everything, but I think keeping that private and just delivering them the documents and giving them the information for them to support your kid is very different from relying on them to diagnose and it's just too much. It's too much
information to do that right now. It doesn't mean that you won't be able to bring that up again, and so that you'll be able to bring it up to. Do we know where Mr. Bryant lives? Like what county does he live in?
Your Honor, we do have his address on file.
What county?
DeKalb.
Okay, so he's in DeKalb, which means it's going to come back to me because it'll end up being my case. You'll then have to file a motion to modify so that that could be taken into consideration. Is that something that you're planning on doing? Because if you plan on doing that, I can withhold on this issue and let you file it, and we can deal with it later. Do you want to do that, or do you want to take what we're talking about now?
I want to file it later.
Okay.
Okay, sis. And sis, I would
File it so we can address it now.
Okay. All right.
Because even my money has changed too. So
okay. So that's another issue. So the issue dealing with the school, that's a modification you want to do later, right? Because you really
well, it's not necessarily a 504 for behavior. It's supporting special needs. So if you have a kid that has a diagnosis, say your kid has ADD and they need extra time to finish homework assignments, or they need to go to the nurse's office at a certain time, or just whatever. You may have a kid that has asthma. If your kid has a medical diagnosis that needs to be supported by the nurse's office, taking medication, they need extra time, they need to be excused from gym, you need to not have it, it's not going to affect their grade or any of those things. A 504 protects them under the law. It's like almost like, think of it as like the Americans with Disabilities Act. for children. So a 504 plan takes into account someone's diagnosis and gives them all of their benefits to be able to support them in their career in public school, and to be able to have everything that they need within the school's ability, within the law. It's not really an IEP is like, I think, a behavioral, it's almost like a PIP at work or something. I mean, it's a that's a whole different thing. 504s and IEPs are not the same. A 504 is a protection provision set aside to make sure that, like, if your kid is in a wheelchair, there's a ramp, there is a door, there is a bathroom, there is a seat, there is everything that that kid needs. You could have a kid that is, it doesn't mean their intellectual intelligence. It just means my kid goes to school with crutches. My kid has asthma and can't participate in certain sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just to the discretion of the gym teacher to say, oh, you can run, you run, go. No, they know when they are introduced to that kid at the beginning of the year, this kid has medical issues and cannot participate in this. So they need to be given something else to do while the kids are doing what they do. And their disability is not going to affect their grade. So it's different. 504. 504s are not necessary behavior plans.
He needs to get accepted into a school. We need a psychiatrist to say that it's necessary. You need to prepare a case, right? For that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Okay. So the issue then next is that your position is they have you down for $5,000 and you don't make $5,000.
No.
What do you make?
At this current time, I am on a work plan, basically. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Is someone else talking?
No, I'm asking you, what does that mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, so I do unemployment right now. I lost my job in January.
How is it so hard to say, okay, what do you make right now? Your Honor, I'm not working and I'm on unemployment. She said, I'm on a work plan. Sis, you got to learn how to answer a question, baby. Like, people's time is valuable. Are you kidding me? I'm on a work plan. Since when is unemployment called a work plan? I've never heard of I've been in HR over 20 years. When did all of a sudden unemployment start get called a work plan? Okay. That's new to me. Okay. Sis, I'm not working, Your Honor. I'm currently on unemployment. I have it for 12 weeks and I am concerned. Okay.
You lost your
July 2nd.
July 2nd. And so right now, how much do you get?
Every 2 weeks, it's 2,000. No, for the month it's 2,000. So every week I am making 1,000.
All right.
Wait, for the month, it's 2,000. Every week, it's 1,000. Every week, it's 1,000. And you said what? Girl.
What does that mean?
Is someone else talking?
No, I'm asking you, what does that mean?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I do a little bit. I know she's mad, but
I lost my job in January.
You lost your
July 2nd.
July 2nd. And so right now, how much do you get?
Every 2 weeks, it's 2,000. No, for the month it's 2,000. So every week I am making 1,000.
Girl, no, it's not. That's $500. Okay, baby. Okay, baby. If you are getting 2,000 a month every week, that's $500. Okay. That's not $1,000 a week, babe. Okay.
All right.
2 weeks, I'm making 1,000.
Every 2 weeks,
every 2 weeks, she's making 1,000. Okay.
Make 1,000.
Yeah,
Lord, it's like have mercy. You get this check every week and you don't know how much it is?
It's like $1,134.
You said 1,000. Now it's 1,134. Ma'am, can you answer? This is why she's having trouble. You should have never laid down with no Jamal Bryant.
do you anticipate getting another job and making the salary of $5,000 rather soon?
No, I did get a job, but I don't start yet. I'm just taking like drug tests and
You did get a new job, but you don't start yet. You did not start yet?
background check and all that, and that is only $16 worth.
So you don't have the job yet. You got an offer and you're just still doing compliance and you have not gotten your start date, baby.
With American because I'm in school.
Okay.
And Your Honor, just so you're aware, the income we used for her is income that she provided for herself. And we were not notified by she or the IJ that, including in her objection, that she no longer earned that amount of money. Because that is one of the things that we could have taken into consideration and brought before you with the worksheet.
She does know because I told her through email and text, and she said, "When did that happen? Did you tell Texas?" I said, "Yes, I told Texas when it happened." I went up there to the office in Plano and told them, and they're so rude to me. They don't hear nothing I say. Everything I say is
okay. So Plano's rude to you, and that's where you want to transfer the case. That's where you want to transfer the case.
Like,
okay.
Yes, Miss. Listen to me. That might have happened. That's not what we're saying. What she's saying is, did you provide the $5,100 to Miss Harris X amount of days ago?
No, it wasn't X amount. It was last year.
Okay,
they're just now seeing this. It was last year. They never said, "Well, let's do an update on the money."
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. No need to argue it. We're just
Girl, it's giving. I've had to fight all my life. Having a baby, being in I don't know if she was in a secret relationship or not with that man, but the minute you realize you're in a secret relationship or he's with somebody else or he's married to someone else, and all of the things, this is what you get dealing with this type of man. Okay, this is what you get. And I'm not saying this is what you get like this is her, like, shame on you. I'm just saying this is the fruit of the harvest of dealing with community pain. Okay? If you deal with community pain, you deal with that lady's husband or that man who's got kids here, there, and everywhere and multiple baby moms and comes to meet you in the still of the night. This is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be on Zoom. You're going to be on the World Wide Web for everyone to talk about it on Sunday Lip Service. Okay? This is some community peen fuckery. Okay? You said it is some shame on her? Okay, I'm going to let y'all say that. I'm trying to be objective. I would love to see folk do better. Keep your legs closed to married men. Keep your legs closed to the community. Make bras great again. Okay? Can we make bras great again? Okay? It's the no bra look in that avatar of the notorious blogger. The person who keeps getting thrown out of Fulton County Courthouse. Okay? Are we peeping this avatar? If you're watching on a big screen, put a 1 in the chat right now. If you're watching on 60 inches or better, okay? That avatar is so funny. Okay, keep your legs closed to who don't take care of their kids. Keep your legs closed to who comes in the middle of the night. Keep your legs closed to a secret relationship. Make community peen in 2025 no more. Please wear a bra, okay? Even if they sit up, we can still tell that you don't have no bra on. Come on now, put on an undershirt. If you really don't want to wear a bra like that, just put on an undershirt, okay? Make camisoles necessary, okay? Keep your tatas covered by a bra. Basic stuff, okay? Keep your legs closed to the passer. What? Say it one more time. Oh God. Okay, we're almost done. This was a great hearing. I'm not mad at this hearing at all.
Asking, you gave her that number at some point, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At the time you gave it to her, it was true and correct.
Correct.
At some point, it was not correct because you lost your job in January.
July. Yes, ma'am.
Look at the judge asking excellent questions. Okay, Judge, I am here for Judge.
When
Okay.
you lost your job in July,
I'm here
did
for
you
the
contact
honorable.
Ms. Harris and say that number is now wrong?
No, she was not part of the plan. I was talking to social workers at that time, so I didn't even know she became part of the plan just recently.
Right.
With
And
me.
Let me tell you something. She better keep this case right there with Judge Barry. Judge Barry knows this case, and Judge Barry knows her now. I think it's better to keep it with who you know. If she transfers this case, Miss Odom is giving me the type of if shoot yourself in the foot was a person, that would be Miss Odom. Miss Odom, you better keep this case in Georgia. These people know you now. We know you. Okay. You better not, girl, heavy on bra for big knockers. Okay.
As far as communication.
correct. And that's what she's saying. She's just saying she didn't know until recently. Do you understand?
Mhm.
All right. So now that we know that,
I think she filed to have the income reevaluated or her payments reevaluated, but she did not submit her new income. They didn't get that from her, but she says she notified Texas, but you didn't notify Georgia. I think she probably thought, oh, I notified Texas. She might think there's some like magic phone line where people are notifying people, like she notified Texas. Maybe her assumption is Texas puts it in the magic computer that is syncing with Georgia, and that is not the case. She needed to notify the actual agency that collects the dough. Thank you so much to Moody 504. Thank you. Okay, I appreciate you supporting. She must think that there is a synced computer, like how your iPhone syncs with your Mac and syncs with your iPad and your Apple Watch. It does not. Okay. There is not a magic governmental all states syncing child support system, or else they wouldn't be telling you in Georgia that you have to talk to Texas. If it was one child support system, one system, like it was a shared services, okay, of government support, no. Even if it's a federal program, the certain states manage their federal programs. There are some things that just are like social security, things of that nature, but child support is state specific. And no, you updating Texas didn't update Georgia, and that's why your income is wrong. But she's sitting up here mad at the good Georgia people who are trying to hit her up to the game of how to get things straightened out. He's 46. His income is 46K a month. A month.
there is a change in your income, then that is something that can be considered. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. But your position is you're going to start another job. And when you start that job, how much money will you be making per week?
I don't know because it's part-time.
Girl, could you go somewhere? I wouldn't have even, first of all, you don't even have the job yet. You're still in pre-employment. I would just be like, I would leave it with, I'm not working and I'm on unemployment. When you get the job, you secure the job. That's when you report the new money. You just took a drug test, not to say she's not going to pass the drug test, but at the end of the day, you're still in pre-employment. You may have an offer. If you don't have a start date, you're not working yet. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even claim that. That's too much information.
I just know that it's $16. That's what I do know.
When you start this job, will you come off unemployment?
Yes, I have to. I don't have a choice. Yeah.
Right. Do you anticipate making at least $2,000 a month?
At least, yes.
Okay. Is it possible for you to make more than $2,000 a month?
I really don't know, just because of the scheduling that I have.
No, because she's working part-time. No. $16 an hour, and she's working part-time, like let's say 20 hours, that's $320. How are you going to come off? Well, she might not come off unemployment, but she might jump right on to public assistance. 320 with a special needs child. And if she gets that diagnosis, the boy might get a check, a SSI check, right? Or what does we get? We get SSI or SSD. Yeah, he might get a is it SSDI? Look, I'm trying. Girl.
I cannot say that.
Okay.
I want to, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Miss Harris, can you put her income at $2,000 a month? Let's see what it is.
This man found this lady. She probably got a nice shape. Okay. She got a nice shape. Hold on. She's cute. And sis, you know what I'm saying? Like, sis is not a high earner. She's going for a $16 an hour part-time job. And this man makes $600 a year as a pastor, probably gets his suits paid for. He may live in a house that's owned by the church. You never know like what his situation is. This man is girl, a mess. There's no way. No way. $2,000 a month, what he's spending in child support is what they paid going out to dinner. That's what he paid for dinners or homegirl's expensive hair for her head. And, you know, she probably paid that for one of her pairs of shoes for her wedding. Like, this girl is like, come on now. Jamal is for the streets. Yeah, but he's paying that child support because it's nothing for what he makes. He's clearing almost 50,000 a month.
ESB. So we're going to put this on a temporary basis anyway, because she
that's what the new Miss Jamal Bryant is using for her maintenance a month. Okay, $2,000, girl. That might not even be a good new purse. Okay.
She wants to do more. So we're going to do it only temporary so she can do what she needs to do. Put it at 2,000, see what it looks like.
Okay. The one thing I also need to do to make sure that it's accurate.
Yeah, put it in the calculator and let's see what you come up with. If there's going to be a little bit more.
Is I'm going to remove the deviation right here so we can see what it would be without the upward deviation, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
Or do you want to keep it?
Yeah, we're going to keep the upward deviation. The income is high. That upward deviation is probably going to be reflective.
But would you want that specific number, or is there another number? Because this number was based on the $2,350 that he's paying. So the $254 right here, was a number selected to make the math add up to the $2,350 that he was already paying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So, but yes, the deviation of how much money per month are you spending, Miss Odom, for the needs, for the educational needs of your child?
This just started, so I can't even. I just thought he had.
Girl, you have the floor. What do you guesstimate it's going to be? Going back and forth to the doctor, copays, everything. You not being able to work or taking time out from work. Like, girl, give a number.
Bad behavior. But I can just say, me coming off from work to do that, I cannot give you the actual number because this is just new to me, like all of this.
I actually do have to change it because it's given in the presumptive amount, it's given her a negative number.
Okay.
Here it is. So let me.
Okay.
I'm just getting into it, like the education behind it and what he needs. And I just know for 3 years straight, his behavior was so bad. I wanted to give up. I didn't know what to do. So we finally got him. Well, I finally got him tested.
So right now, what medical care is he on?
He's not on any medical care. It's just the teachers. They're not.
No, I'm
certified.
what medical program, what insurance does your child currently have?
Oh, United Health.
Who pays for that?
Me.
How much do you pay?
A month is $600 for the both of us.
It's like in Jesus'
Did you
holy
give
have
name.
her health insurance at
She has it at JSX for Aetna, and I don't work. Yeah, so she has the old stuff.
Okay, so the three you pay. So give her $300 for insurance.
Nothing is updated because it was all last year when we submitted this.
Yes, that's what we're doing. We're trying to make sure we have the
You know
number.
what? She could get by without a lawyer. She just needs to get out of her feelings and just speak to the facts, answer the questions, spend some time doing the research. Like they're asking her, she's paying $600 out of pocket with that salary for health benefits. My God, they needed to know that. But she'll say, well, I told them that, but she told it to Texas, not to Georgia, right? She didn't tell the appropriate people. They're getting ready to hook her up now. We'll see. Let's just keep trusting the process. Let's see how this turns out.
Numbers are
So 300 per month?
300. All right.
I'm not sure.
That 195.25, put that in the special, because that means that she's not, to me, that means she's under what's necessary for her to care for the child. So that 194.25, put that in the special.
Put it where? I'm sorry, in special.
And deviation, upward deviation, as an upward deviation.
Oh, I got it. Okay, yes.
Mhm.
Okay. For in his column, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So that equalizes her, because otherwise she'll be in the zero for trying to take care of the child. Okay. That's the child support amount. I'm going to leave that as on a temporary basis so that you can do what you think you need to do for the other education issues. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. So this is going to be temporary. All right. That's the order of the court.
And Your Honor, when would you like for us to come back?
Well, let's Miss Odom, when do you anticipate filing your motion?
Soon as I guess I have to enroll him in school first. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm not advising you to do anything. I'm just telling you, you
Girl,
need.
she hasn't taken one note. She told you to file a motion for contempt for the legal fees. She told you that you need to, if you are enrolling the kid in another program, once you get him enrolled in the other program, you need to file the motion. Like, it's like, sis. And I know this is probably all happening very fast for her, but I don't know if she's checking her text messages or what, but she should have been writing this down. If you're going to be your own advocating for yourself, you need to be writing things down. Like, she's asking you when you're going to get back because she's engaged. You got the judge engaged in your case. She wants to know when you're bringing it so she can help you
to move like you desire to move, but you might need to talk with someone or get some legal advice. I can't tell you that. All I'm saying to you is that you can file a motion. You don't necessarily have to move them. You can file a motion to be able to do that without doing it first. But what we're saying is we can't put into this worksheet until the court rules that it should be done, and here's what the numbers are going to look like. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to move him before you file the motion. You can file the motion with the intent to move him. That is something you're going to talk.
Right. I'm sure she is overwhelmed. That's why the good thing is that this was published so she can actually run this back and be able to hit all of her action items. Or maybe somebody was, kind in the legal community and saw this and saw fit to maybe try to reach out to her and offer her some help. I do not know. But she is getting some relief. She's getting additional monies. And you see, they called Jamal Bryant, and he said he wasn't objecting to an increase. He was just like, I'm not going to be there. But he wasn't objecting to the increase. I guess he felt like whatever they see fit to put on is fine with him at this moment. So the fact that he didn't come and he's not objecting to an increase, sis needs to get those motions go to the law clinic and get those documents, those templates, and get them filed. Even if she files them wrong, which I'm not suggesting she files them wrong, but even if they're not perfect, let me say it that way, it's a step. Okay. They gave her a lot of information.
With your attorney about right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on 120 days. Let's see where you are at that point. Hopefully you'll file it. If you haven't filed it at that point, then we'll come back and try to figure out whether we're going to make this permanent or not. Okay.
And then once we do that, is there any way after this we can put this case in Texas where I live?
Well,
once it's done, it's done. Maybe she's talking about the lag in the monies being received. I don't know. But what's going to happen is if they're collecting, they're still going to have to collect in Georgia. But if she wants to make Texas the primary, Texas is going to still have to get the money from Georgia. So they're going to reach out to him through, like, it's just going to be in reverse, baby. Help her, Lord. Okay.
Is that an option?
You can do whatever you think you need to do. Okay. All right.
Okay.
You need to talk with somebody about what you need to do. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Girl, Bougie Gang is telling you don't do it, sis. You're halfway there. Once it's set, you're set. But for her, she feels some type of way because she's experiencing the lag of the time in between. They told her to talk to Texas to find out why, if he's paying monthly, she's not getting her check monthly. That's a Texas problem. And I don't know. I don't know. They say they're collecting it and they're sending it. She says that her child support's coming late, and what they told her to do and gave her the pay schedule of his payments, and told her she needed to call her caseworker in Texas. Girl, help her. Okay, help her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Take care, Ms. Harris.
You too.
Mm-hmm.
I know the judge was like, look, I'm done. I'm done. Baby. She's living in Plano too. Okay. Girl, is FedEx pulling up on a Sunday? What? FedEx is getting ready to drop something off on a Sunday. Okay, y'all. And the dogs are not barking. That's because everybody else is here. They're not all up in my business right now. Anyway, guys, okay, I'm gonna be back a little bit later. But this was fun. This was interesting. I know Jamal, they said Jamal is does the most. I'm getting ready to start making my dinner. I should have bought some wild rice, but I did not. What is that? Okay, thank you. Thank you. There's that just Portia, go sit down. Anyway, guys, this was fun. If you're upon the replay, what do you think? I feel bad for this lady. But this guy, I did. Well, and she's got to be at the time, that article that I just read, that was 8 years ago. So she was 34 8 years ago. Ma'am's 42. I don't know if the economy's bad or why she would be picking a part-time job at $16 an hour. I don't know. Girl, that whole Ray J stuff was 42. Well, okay. I'm gonna just say it again. Keep your legs closed to community pain. Okay. Keep your legs closed to community pain. Keep your legs close to the pastor. She's going back to college. Good. Absolutely good. She got a lot going on. And look, I wish her all of the I wish her best wishes. Okay. for great outcomes. And I know it's distressful when you got stuff going on with your kid. And then, but you know, she'll be all right. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, she's not in Baltimore. Excuse me. She's in Texas. She said she was in Plano, or she called Plano. Plano was her area office that was helping her with her case. Look, I think that hopefully she got a chance to watch this back. Someone I'm sure had to have told her, girl, your hearing is all over YouTube. Okay. Hopefully she has a chance to run it back so she can get the information and resources to help her. So, because the judge did give her a lot of really good information. So, anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. This was so much fun. I enjoyed this very much. I'm gonna go ahead and get my dinner started for my family. And I will see you guys like maybe around like 8, 9 o'clock tonight, somewhere in the later hour. Okay. And meet me over at Gossip Rumor and Innuendo at 5 o'clock. Kathy is celebrating her channel. She's celebrating her milestone. And she's very happy about that. And she invited me over to talk a little bit of true crime. So if you guys want to beat me there, not meet me there, Kathy at Gossip Rumor and Innuendo, like I said, is celebrating at 5 p.m. her milestone, and Tanika 2 Cents is going to be there, and she has another guest, and I'm not sure who the other guest is. I know she has me, Tanika, and someone else. I will share the live. So if you guys want to come through and check me out at 5 o'clock, I will be over with Kathy. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you later. Take care. Bye, guys. Okay, somebody asked a good question. Someone said they're confused as to why Georgia is sending the money to a third party and not directly to her. Well, number one, maybe because she changed residence. That's number one. I don't know why. I'm gonna give you a couple of thoughts. One, because she no longer resides in the state. And number two, she went to a new state and took child support out on him in that state. And since she already had an open case in Georgia, Texas got with Georgia and is now administering her case. Okay. Sis is officially a expert at muddying the waters. So that's what happened. She moved and filed a case. They piggybacked on the open case and are administering it through the existing case. So she asked for them to move everything to Texas, which I guess that's her choice. But that's just my thought. I'm not really sure. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna let y'all go. Take care. I'll see you next time. Bye.